Welcome back, sunshine. I missed you guys. Today's pick a card reading is going to be about your future kids and what their personalities will be like and whatever else spirit will allow me to tell you guys through tarot. I'm Giovanna, your friendly tarot reader, and these are our piles for today. Here we have pile 1, 2, 3, 4. If you need more time, go ahead and pause the video. Timestamps will always be in the description box as well as in the comments. I'll see you at your pile. Hello, pile number 1. So the cards that popped out for you guys are the 7 of Pentacles, 6 of Wands, 3 of Pentacles, 2 of Cups, the Hermit, Strength, 2 of Pentacles, and the Star. So I feel right off the bat, those of you guys who chose pile number 1, your son or future daughter, I see both genders in this pile. So it really just, it depends, but what I do feel very strongly is that this person is very hardworking. This person will plant a lot of seeds. This person will have a lot of dreams and goals. I think you'll recognize this from their infancy, meaning that like even when they're a child and they're like a toddler, they'll tell you something that might sound a little crazy and you guys might not believe it and you might be like, haha, okay, but they actually mean it. Like, this child is someone who will put in all the hard work in order to get to where they want to be. This child will have a lot of successes. Looking at the 6 of Wands, other people will recognize them. They could be an actor, they could be a psychiatrist, they could be anything they desire. But regardless of what field they go into, they will be well known for whatever research, like whatever unity they bring into this field, whatever new, that like sense of newness, that sense of breath of fresh air, they will bring that into whatever field they're coming in, and a lot of people will connect with them and find themselves easily attracted and easily attached to your son or daughter. With the 3 of Pentacles, this person is a leader. I feel like this person is very easygoing. They're very adaptable. This child is like, I don't want to say indecisive, but this person is like, this child is the one who, let's say you want to go somewhere and you know the child doesn't really care for the place. They won't tell you no. They'll just be like, okay, that's fine. Like, they don't mind compromising. They don't mind sacrificing. They don't mind doing what the majority requires in order for there to be unity among a group. I know that sounds very like specific, but what I'm trying to say is like, they're like the peacekeepers. They don't mind doing what others ask them. Or if people can't decide, they don't mind breaking it, you know, like a 2-1 vote or 3-2 vote. They're also very good at coming up with plans and strategies and, I don't know, getting their shit together is what I'm hearing. Like, they're the type of person to really, like, lead people and see the strengths and weaknesses in others and be able to overpass that. Like, they're the type of person to make up for it. They're like, oh, okay, so and so is lacking in this, I can use my strength, so then we can, like, you know, we can fill the gaps in this project or whatever. With the 2 of Cups, I feel like this person may or may not be a heartbreaker. But I say that in a very, like, joking way. I feel this person is very in love with love. I feel like this person's also very nurturing. I feel like when your future child, again, is going through their infancy, they're also going to be very clingy to you. I feel like they're going to very much so, like, their love language might be touch or like acts of kindness. From a very young age, they like to spend time with you. They like to tell you how they feel when they feel. Like, they're not one who doesn't know how to communicate with their emotions. Again, regardless of gender, this is someone who likes to cuddle and likes to play with mom and dad. They like to really feel happiness, and they also bring this happiness and nurturing environment wherever they go. So if some of their friends have broken homes, they tend to bring that warmth from your household into theirs. And again, that attracts a lot of people, and they're able to fill the gaps in which their friends lack, I want to say, in which their friends never really had a taste for it. So, like, if their friends never, like, really celebrated, let's say they never really had, like, a birthday celebration, your child will then come up with, like, a very intimate, like, birthday party that would suit their friend and then do something, like they'll go above and beyond to make sure others know just like how much they are loved and their worth, which is actually very sweet. Now I see with the Hermit card, I feel like your child, I don't know if you can relate to this because I sure as hell can relate to this, but your child, when they're growing up, they feel like out of place, or they might feel like someone doesn't understand them, or they're not where they should be, or they keep thinking of the future instead of enjoying the moment. Like, this is a person who you might consider to be an old soul with the Hermit card. This is someone who, they're going to be very mature for their age. They're going to be like 6 or 7 talking about things that you'd expect like maybe a 10, 11, 12-year-old to be talking about. Like, your child is very gifted, and they're quite observant. They're the type of child to see a lot of things more than they are to speak about it. Like, if you do something wrong, they may or may not point it out, or they'll just keep it to themselves and then make the correction later. Also, with the Strength card, they could be a Leo. I don't really have any zodiac signs because, again, pregnancy is whenever it happens, it happens. But they could be a Leo, or they could just be very confident. Also, here in the Strength card, we have the infinity symbol, which to me represents 8, which represents a lot of knowledge, which makes sense because earlier with the 6 of Wands, I did mention that I did feel like your child was very much an intellect, like intellectual soul, in the aspect like they know a lot for their age. They're very wise. Again, they're going to be recognized. I feel like this is someone who also won't be satisfied with like let's say a 9-to-5 job. This is someone who wants to do a lot of things, and that might be one of their weaknesses, is that they have so many dreams that they're very scatterbrained. But I do feel like they will find balance eventually with the 2 of Pentacles here, right under the 3 of Pentacles. I feel like they're good at trying to, once they find balance, they won't let it go. And they are very much so, this just popped into my head, they're very much so a routine baby. They like everything at a certain time, at a certain place. Like, they like to have a routine. That's how they tend to do better in unknown environments, or just whatever they're doing. They like to have a routine. I don't want to say they're like a control freak because that sounds funny, but they like to know things before it happens, if that makes sense. Like, they like to know, like they like to be able to predict it, or to just have that sense of knowing. I also see with the Star, I feel like your child is here for a lot more reasons than just being your child. I feel like your child might have had a soul contract with you, and a specific role to fulfill in the universe. They'll recognize this when they get older. I think you might know, as you watch them grow, what their role in this universe might be. I do feel that they're going to bring in a lot of happiness for not just you, but a lot of people around you, and a lot of people that it's not necessarily around you, but just in this world in general. I feel like your child is going to do something very extraordinary, and I don't know, I just get really good vibes just looking at this pile and feeling this pile. Like, I feel very warm. I feel very loved. I feel like this child is someone who, they're not a grumpy baby. Like, it's someone who's like a happy baby. I don't know, I just feel really warm and cared for and loved and happy and ambitious. Like, those are the type of energies I'm getting from this pile. I'm going to go ahead and start flipping your oracle cards. So, with the first one, we have New Life. And then the second one we have is Poised. And these two, if you look at the cards here, let me try to hold them up because my ring light is being weird. If you look at them, number 39 and 48, New Life and Poised, I feel like this is someone who, again, is that very much so breath of fresh air to older people in whatever field they're in, or to just in general, like people who get bored easily. I feel like your child is someone who is very unpredictable, but predictable, if that makes sense. Like, you know what they like and what they're going to do, but you don't know how they're going to express it or how they're going to come off to other people. But they're always craving something that ignites passion in them. They're not someone who, again, wants to settle for that 9-to-5 job. They're not someone who likes to follow the rules. They'll follow the rules because obviously, like, they don't want to do something wrong, but in doing so, they will not hesitate to express who they are. Like, they're very much so, oh my god, how do you say it? They really enjoy their individual They really enjoy expressing who they are as they are, whatever they feel like that day. If they want to wear like chunky sneakers with thigh-high socks, they'll do it, like whatever. Regardless of what other people think of them, if that's how they feel, that's what they're gonna do, you know? Like, this person isn't someone, like, your child isn't someone who is really adamant about what other people say. If anything, it's about what they think of themselves, that I think is also their biggest ally and their biggest foe, is that they can be their biggest cheerleader, but also their worst critic. And I think that's something you might be able to relate to. With poised, I feel like they're always looking for, again, like, that nice passionate, like, feeling that just, I don't know, gives them a lot of energy, something that makes them really happy, something that's always making them want to reach for the impossible, or reach for the stars. And then with the Monology card, we have Show the World the Real You, Full Moon, and Aquarius. They could be an Aquarius, they could embody characteristics like Aquariuses do. They could also just have that, like, non-stagnant energy, which is like, they can't, like, almost like a Sagittarius and Aquarius. It reminds me of, like, they can't sit still. They don't really give two shits about what other people think. They like to do whatever they want, whenever they want, you know? So it's gonna be very hard to, like, tie them down, or to, I don't know, get them to see things the way you do. Because I think they might have a very different and very peculiar perspective on the world, which you may or may not like. I also drew some months and seasons in which they may or may not be born, or just important seasons of their life and months. Here we have July, November, and April. So that was your reading pile number 1. I hope it resonated. I hope you like it. Please like, comment, and subscribe. It'll mean the world to me, and I hope you have a great day. Until next time. Bye. Hello, pile number 2. Those of you guys who chose Tiger Eye. These are the energies I received for your future child. Now, I won't go very much into detail about appearances, or like zodiac signs, or like they'll have brown hair and blue eyes. You know, like that I don't like to do, because it's different for everyone, and there might be a lot of you guys watching this video. So let's go ahead and jump right in. We have the 3 of Cups, the 9 of Wands, the 9 of Swords, the Hermit, the 6 of Swords, the Star, the King of Wands, and the Knight of Pentacles. I'm so sorry. When I paused right there, I just felt like this anxiety in my throat, which is really weird because it doesn't happen to me. So I very much so think your child, or your son, like your son, your daughter, I think they might be like an introvert who is social, but when they are social, it's like almost like a fake front. Like, this is very specific. It's coming to me as I'm talking, but it's like that feeling where you don't want to be social unless you're forced to, and then when you're forced to, it's like you kind of overthink and it gives you anxiety, but you play it off. And that's the type of vibe I'm getting right now. With the 3 of Cups, I feel like, again, your child is going to be a social butterfly. They might like to have fun. They are very much so a thrill seeker. Is that the correct word? Like, someone who enjoys, like, having fun and having a good time and spending quality time. They're more about quality than quantity. They will have a very select few of friends. I don't know why I get that. I don't know, there's something very bright about them, but I also feel like this, like, they seem one way, and then you don't always, it's like, it's hard for you as a parent and for other people to truly understand what's going on in their brain, because although they show you and they say this and their actions say one thing, you feel like something else is going on behind the scenes, if that makes sense. With the 9 of Wands, I feel like this person, I feel like your child might have a lot of baggage, which is funny, right? Because they're a child, they're not supposed to have so much baggage. But I feel like this person, like, from their previous life, they might have had a lot of baggage or karma that they brought into this life when they come in as your child. I feel like they are very much so a rebellious spirit. I also feel like they are stubborn. They, I'm like smiling as I'm saying this, I don't know why. But they are also very, very smart. Like, if you think you can outsmart them, you're wrong. If anything, they're going to get you to play into their hands. Like, I feel like this person, I don't want to say is manipulative, but I feel like they know how to manipulate you in order to get the answers they want from you, if that makes sense. Like, I know when I was a child, I used to do that to my mom sometimes. Because, you know, like reverse psychology, all this stuff, like when you just know your parents or your friends or your family or whoever it is, like, you know how to play into their hands and then do like the Uno reverse card and be like, haha, I got you to say what I wanted you to, while making you think it wasn't what I wanted, you know. That's what I'm feeling with the Nine of Wands. I'm feeling this person has a really good edgy spirit. They're not one who's shy to, if somebody insults, like, let's say their family, their friends, or something they're really into, they're not one to shy away from a fight. Like, they will literally stick their grounds, which is really good, because I know bullying sucks, but I feel like this person, despite like having all this like energy to defend themselves, I feel like they do carry the words and the energies other people put on them if they were bullied and stuff. I feel like it's something they carry with them, which is that baggage I mentioned earlier too. But they won't let it show. Like, they'll carry it and they'll be like, yeah, it's fine, whatever, I don't really care. But then, like, I don't know, 10 years from now, you're gonna be feeling bad over something stupid, you know? Like, that's the energy I get. And then same thing with the Nine of Swords. The Nine of Swords, I feel like they overthink a lot of things. Or they might have insomnia. Or they might just, like, it might be really hard for them to try to shut off their brain sometimes. Like, you know how a lot of people like to overthink right before they go to sleep and make scenarios and stuff like that. Like, oh my god, I shouldn't have done this. I should have done that, this, that, whatever. I feel like your child might struggle with overthinking. And I don't want to say overreacting, but more overthinking in the aspect, like, was that really okay for me to do? Like, maybe I shouldn't have done that. Like, oh my god, I yelled at my mom, I shouldn't have done that. Like, little things that you, as a parent, probably like, whatever, like, I knew I was gonna deal with this. But your child is like, oh my god, I'm like the worst person ever, this, that, whatever. And it doesn't have to be necessarily like they said something bad to you. It can literally just be like, oh my god, are my friends talking behind my back? Like, do they actually like me? Do they actually want to be my friend? Like, stuff like that. They could be overthinking. But that's what I'm saying, is like, there's this weird parallel, right? Like, there's this weird feeling that like they seem okay on the outside, but they're not really okay on the inside, you know? So definitely take that into consideration. Because I feel like for them, you might be like, oh, take it with the grain of salt, and they'll be like, bruh, a grain of salt? Nah. It's like the entire salt just piling up on them, and they don't know what to do. With the Hermit, I feel like they prefer to be alone whenever they get mad or sad. I feel like they like their alone space. They like to have like a safe environment. I think their safe environment in your house would probably be their room. Or if you have like a game room or like loft or something, I feel like that might be, or like a basement, like that might be their favorite place to hang out too. Like something with like a nice TV, either a comfy couch or comfy bed, and like a nice window is what I'm hearing. Like, they like to look outside, like they like nature, they like to relax, they like to take in the blue skies, the cloudy days, the rainy days, like all that is very much so relaxing to them. I think your child really does enjoy nature. Again, with the Hermit card, I feel like they are really good with boundaries. Maybe not right off the bat, but I think they're good with boundaries in terms of like who they become friends with and who they don't. Like, I think this person, your child, is really good at recognizing red flags in people. Like, oh no, she's using me, she's manipulating me, she doesn't really care about me, she just wants the like homework answers, like stuff like that, you know? I feel like they're good at that. They're also an intellectual, as I told you, but I feel like they don't like to be complimented on it. Like, this person is very much so like they know what they're doing with their time, with their energy and all that stuff, but at the same time they struggle with overthinking and just feeling like a burden because of what other people have said to them in the past. I feel like with the Six of Swords, I feel like it's going to come to a point, I don't know why I'm hearing high school. It's going to either be high school, middle school, not so much middle school, more high school, college. There's going to come a point in your child's life where I feel like they're just going to walk away from all the stupid shit they've had pent up here with the Nine of Swords. If you look at like the screen, here we have this great image of Nine of Swords. And then over here we have the swords that are broken and she's walking, which is an interesting interpretation of the Six of Swords. But she's walking away from all the swords that hurt her, and she's going to seek knowledge and growth and happiness. So I feel like that's your child finally being like, you know, I don't really need to care what people think of me. Those comments, they probably said it without thinking twice. You know, like, everybody is always so focused on themselves. They don't always watch their words when they talk to other people. And your child might be like, oh, well, maybe they were greedy, they were jealous when they said this shit to me. Like, I don't care. And they're finally letting it go and walking forward. And when you watch them walk forward, oh my God, the growth you're going to see in them, the happiness, the glow, it's going to be there, and you're going to feel good as a parent. And they might even come to you and ask for advice on how to let go of shit and stuff like that. I also feel with the Star card that your child is going to be very blessed. Your child is going to, I don't want to say have a rebellious phase, like your typical emo phase. Oh my God, I had one of those. But they're going to go through something similar in terms of, like, I'm feeling like philosophy, like they're going to change their outlook on life. And I feel like it's going to help them become the person they were meant to be. Like, everything that happens to your child during their childhood is supposed to happen, so don't feel bad about it. With the Star, again, I feel like your child was placed here for a very specific purpose on Earth. I feel like they were here to help humanity. I feel like they are here to bring insight that we don't have. And I also feel like they're just here to help raise the voices of many that aren't able to speak. It's just like, it's one of those feelings where you just know, like, oh, why does so-and-so always get all these cool opportunities? I wish that was me. So-and-so is your child. Your child will have all these good opportunities, these mentors, all this stuff just randomly align with their life, and you're just, like, laughing about it because you're like, ahaha, that's the universe for you. You know, because, I don't know, I feel like your child is also spiritually inclined, so do watch out for things that they might tell you that might freak you out if you're not into, like, supernatural stuff and, you know, all the other stuff that comes with it. With the King of Wands, I feel like, I don't want to say heartbreaker energy, but I feel like so much passion is going to come from your child. I feel like it's going to come to a point where they're very passionate and they're very much so excited to the point where they are willing to rush forward and not always look at their surroundings when they launch themselves. However, I do think that with age that this will improve. Their passion will always be there, burning very bright. They're very ambitious. They know what they want. They're very passionate. They have a big heart. When they love hard. But I feel like with the Knight of Pentacles, I feel like your child, again, is very intellectual, very studious, and I think their occupation might surprise you. I don't know why I'm hearing that. I feel like they're going to be a decent moneymaker, if not a lot more than probably what you expected. But they're going to be recognized for their skills, and they don't like the attention from it. Like, they'd rather be someone who is deemed low-key but smart than to be the one in the spotlight that everyone always expects something from, if that makes sense. I'm gonna go ahead and start flipping your oracle cards. So we have serendipity. Again, that aligns with the Star thing that I was telling you about, where your child is going to get all these opportunities, where it is fate that is giving your child a hand. And then the next one, look at that. We have higher power, you guys. I can't make this up. That is literally so cool. So yes, again, your child is here for a very divine purpose. They might even freak you out with some of the things they tell you. I don't know why I'm hearing that. I relate to this because I'll talk to my mom about certain things that I've felt as a child or I've seen. And my mom is very much so a person who doesn't like to talk about spirits and stuff like that. So she freaks out and she tells me to stop talking because she'll literally shit her pants if something that's happened to me will happen to her. So with the next one, we have balance, spirituality, and practicality, full moon and Pisces. They could be a Pisces, or they can also just be really good at understanding their emotions and understanding their needs in terms of, like, I need to be alone, let me sort this out. I do feel that with being a Pisces, if they are a Pisces, nothing here is, like, set in stone, so take it with a grain of salt, lol. I feel like they might get their feelings hurt easily. Like, they'll try to put in so much love for other people, but other people might not always appreciate it the way they expected. I also feel like, again, your child is very intuitive, so be aware of that. And to not lie to them, because they're very observant, is something that just came to me. I feel like your child sees a lot more than what they say. They also might have this inner guidance that almost surprises you with what they end up saying or their actions or what they do. I drew some months and seasons in which they could, it could be important for your child, or it could be their possible birthday. And it's interesting because I remember when I was shuffling for this pile from my homemade little, months and seasons, I kept getting fall, summer, winter. I kid you not. And then I put winter back because I was just like, well, I want a specific month. And then August came out. So keep in mind, fall, summer, winter, and August. That was your reading, pile number 2. I hope you enjoyed it. Have a great day. Please like, comment, and subscribe if it resonated. And I'll see you in my next video. Bye. Hello, pile number 3. Those of you guys who chose Carnelian, welcome to your reading. So right off the bat, we have the 2 of Wands. Then we have the Hangman. Then we have the 6 of Wands, the Knight of Swords, Death, Strength, 5 of Wands, and King of Cups. And let me just say, this is my 3rd reading so far. And so far, pile 1, 2, and your pile 3, they have so much similarities. It's crazy. I feel like the future generations that we're going to give birth to are just going to be amazing. Let me just say that. Because a lot of their energies are very similar and very positive and very bright and very nice. Like, they're nice and warm and nurturing. Your child with the 2 of Wands, I won't get into gender. Again, that's very specific. I don't do a lot of specific things like eye color, gender, zodiac signs. Everything can be different. There's a lot of people watching, so don't get salty. So with the 2 of Wands, your child has eyes for the future. When they think of the future, they dream big. They have a lot of plans. I also feel like your child may or may not want to live very humbly. And that sounds very specific. But they envision themselves, whether it's traveling or backpacking or possibly owning a little cabin or a little house, either at the beach, the mountains, somewhere where there's not so many people. I don't think your child is going to be living in a city. They'll like to explore cities and travel, but I don't think that's their end goal. I feel like your child they have this sense of peace and protecting their peace. It's very interesting. They don't like it when people bother them too much or people come off as fake. They like having secure boundaries. They don't like it when people cross them. Also with the Hangman, they observe a lot. They always think maybe 5 times. Let's say you think once and they think 5 times as much before going through a decision, or before going through and asking someone for help or something. Your child likes to think and play out possible scenarios before going through with something. I'm not saying they're an overthinker, because I'm not getting that with this pile. What I am getting is that they are very meticulous about how they want to do things, how they want to approach things, how they want to approach people. Your child is someone who they like to sit back and quietly observe. They could be a Taurus. I know Tauruses do that a lot. I am a Taurus. I'm not saying it because of bias, but I'm saying it because I know a lot of other people, mainly in the room, that will just be observing. Besides the Taurus is a Scorpio, and you do have the Scorpio card, which is death. But I feel like your child could either be one of those zodiac signs, if you believe in that, which I do, but not everybody does. But they could do that, or they could just simply inhabit those characteristics. They could have those characteristics be a part of their personality, or just how they are and how they display whatever their emotions are. With the 6 of Wands, your child is going to be very successful, whatever they choose to do in life. So you don't have to worry about that. They're going to be very successful. They're going to be recognized. I'm not saying they're going to be famous unless they desire to be. If they want to be famous, then sure, they can be. But I feel like it's more the type of fame in the aspect that they're well known in whatever field they're in. This is very similar to pile number 1's energy, in which they will work really hard to get to where they want to be, because they're very ambitious. They're very intellectual. They know what they want, and sometimes they know what they want, but it's not always easy for them to describe it in words. They can envision it perfectly in their head, but they can't always communicate it very well. So do be careful of that. Another thing your child likes to do is rush in. They like to rush into situations that might not always be beneficial for them. For example, with the Knight of Swords, this is someone who, if they hear like a slight rumor or slight thing, they'll go and confront the person that it's about, or they will jump into situations that like, you're like, okay, you know, you need to think before you talk. Your child speaks before they think. Like, they might say things that can sometimes hurt you and pierce you because of their sharp swords or words, but they do mean well. But just sometimes they just go in head first, and that will sometimes hurt them. But again, with that experience, then they're able to move forward and do better next time. So just be careful of that when you're raising them, because I know sometimes that's a hard habit to break, I guess you could say. Like, I was not the type of child. I'm very much an old soul, but I did have a lot of friends that would always do things, or my cousin, should I say. My cousin Michael would always do things before even thinking about it, and so it wasn't the best for him, if I should say that. It's not the best thing to always rush forward without thinking twice. Also, when you rush forward into situations, you don't know who you might be putting in a situation where they could get potentially hurt, whether it's physically or mentally. With the next card, we have Death. So I feel like your child will go through a lot of phases. I feel like your child will go through a lot of changes within a short period in their life. I'm feeling that. Like, before they hit their early 20s, I feel like they will already have changed a lot from the moment you raise them to, I don't know, mid college, if they decide to go to college. This child is very much so ambitious and adventurous, but like the Death card, they like to do things that it excites them, and each time they go through a new level up or a new upgrade or like a new change of outfit or appearance or whatever, they choose different things that suits them in that moment, which can be hard and sometimes contradicting to their past. But do know that they are a wise person. They have gone through a lot of shit that they might not tell you about and you might not see, but know that some parts of them, like if they were very naive before, that's not going to happen again. You know, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. Like, I think that saying very much so represents them, because I feel like they used to give people second chances, but then they stopped because they realized not everybody deserved one. So it's like that type of thing. They're going to experience that type of growth where you might feel some type of way about it, but they're happy with it. You know, you might not always like the changes your child makes, but at the same time, it's for a reason. Like, your child feels satisfied and happy. They could be very confident, and if not necessarily like conceited confident, but they are confident in their skills, their abilities, and when they walk into a room, almost everybody recognizes them. Whether they know them by name or their eyes just go directly to them, because your child is super cool, has that energy that no one can deny. They can also be very cute, very good looking. They must get it from you. But they also are very strong because, again, they've had to go through a lot of shit with the Death card and that Knight of Swords that has caused them to grow a thick skin, to not allow people to trifle with them so lightly, to step on them, to do whatever they need to do in order to take advantage of them. Your child is very smart and does not allow that. I also feel like whenever there is drama and stuff with the Five of Wands, your child will just simply walk away because they don't like it, or somehow drama is always coming towards them and they're like, bro, why is this happening to me? That could be a past like karmic issue or a past life issue, which is hitting them up in this life. That's very specific, I know. I'm also feeling they could be overthinkers about certain things like relationships or career paths, but it's best for them to not overthink it, because whatever they end up feeling and deciding will ultimately be what they should always be doing. You know, telling them that, you know, you are where you're meant to be as you're meant to be. I think that will help them a lot, recognizing that you can't always predict everything and you can't always know things before they happen, but rather to let go of that control and just embrace the uncertainty. I think that'll help them. With the King of Cups, this child is very nurturing, is very loving. They have a really big heart. You know, this big heart they used to wear on their sleeve, but they don't anymore. Also, another random message I got with the Knight of Swords, they might rush into relationships really quickly, or they might take the words of someone who doesn't have the best intentions very seriously, that could result in heartbreak or, again, drama in their life without meaning to. But with the King of Cups, your child is very much so in tune with their emotions. They could be psychic. They could get into spirituality, but I feel like that'll happen to them later down. Not so much in their infancy, but I feel like it'll happen as they get older and as they begin to make a lot of these realizations with the Death card. Yeah, I don't know. Your child seems really cool. I'm going to go ahead and start flipping oracle cards. So you guys got 3. We have co-create. So I feel like your child could always feel, again, with the 2 of Wands, they could always feel like they don't belong where they are in the moment. Like they just don't fit into normal society standards, which I completely get. Here we have fork in the road. And your next one is to the sea. So I feel like sometimes their best option is to just go with the flow and to just not care what people think. But sometimes it can be hard for them. Like it takes a lot of discipline and a lot of strength for them not to engage in behaviors that are very low vibrational, like drinking or like spreading gossip or fighting, you know, doing stupid stuff that doesn't bring anyone happiness. Your child is going to be one of those people where it's like, oh, hey, do you want to do this? They're like, nah, I'm fine, bro, no thanks. They're not the type of person to be swayed easily. They're very much so the type of child to have strict boundaries, whether it's with you when they get older or with their friends as they're growing older. And it'll serve them very well. Fork in the road, I feel like sometimes they do overthink their decisions. Like, oh, what would have happened if I said yes instead of no, this, that, whatever. But again, they just have to be reminded that if it would have happened, it would have happened. You know, like if it was meant to be, then that's what would have happened, but it didn't, so it wasn't meant to be. And even if it was, maybe there's a good reason it didn't happen. You know, everybody always thinks the grass is greener on the other side. And then you get to the other side and you realize, oh my God, grass is grass. I should just water it where I am. Because if you keep thinking, oh my God, their grass is pretty, oh my God, this, that, whatever, you're never going to be content with what you have. And so I feel like your child is struggling to realize that with their life decisions or just decisions in general. And so I don't know if it stems from an insecurity they might have, because I don't really feel that they're insecure. I think it could just stem from the fact that they did rush into a lot of situations before knowing the full story. Also, with to the sea, I think they just need to go with the flow. Sometimes that goes hand in hand with the fork in the road, where it just, you can't always know everything. The next one we have is emotions are running high, supermoon. And then the next one we have is time for healing, balsamic moon. So I feel like, again, your child is very connected, very in tune with their emotions. They could be a very sensitive soul. And I get that because that was me as a kid. I then pulled some like little homemade shuffled flashcards with the months and the seasons to see when your child's birthday would be, or what are some important months of your child's life. And we have November, February, and March. That was your that was your reading pile number 3. I hope you guys enjoyed. Please like, comment, and subscribe. I hope you have a great day, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye! Welcome pile number 4. You guys are the only pile who got an extra tarot card, so I'm going to go ahead and dive right into your reading. I won't mention gender, I'll just say boy or girl, because I don't know I'm not that cool yet to know what each one of you guys are having. So I'll just say your child, or your boy, or your girl, or whatever. First we have the Empress, then we have Temperance, then we have the Knight of Wands, then we have the Strength card, which so far I think every single pile has gotten Strength. And if not, it's probably pile 1, 3, and 4. Then we have the 6 of Pentacles, 9 of Cups, the Tower, Ace of Swords, and 2 of Cups. So right off the bat, I feel like a really good vibe from this pile in the aspect like your child, regardless of gender, is really good at receiving and giving gifts. So they're very in tune with their masculine and feminine side. I feel more feminine because we do have the Empress, but I'm not saying it like, it's not a bad thing. I'll say that right now. It's actually really good because sometimes people have a very hard time being on the receiving end. Like, I'm one of those people, for example, that I love to give gifts to other people. Like, when I hit 1,000K subs, I will probably do a giveaway. I love to give back. I love to do that whenever like I can give back to my community or people who have done a lot for me. I won't hesitate to spend as much money as I need to. However, if I'm on the receiving end, it's hard for me to be okay with it because then I feel bad. Your child will know that it's all right, that there is balance, that yes, I will receive, but I will do more giving. Like, I don't mind receiving and giving because there is balance to that. There is beauty to that. There is stability in that. You know, being okay with both. I don't know about butterflies because there are decent butterflies on this card spread, just wherever you look. I feel like they're really good at communicating with animals or like understanding animals, and they might see a lot of animals randomly as they are growing up. Before they reach their early 20s, I feel like they will have a lot of animals. They could get a butterfly tattoo. I don't know why, but the butterflies remind me of a tattoo I think Harry Styles has on his wrist, or really cute butterfly tattoos I've seen on Pinterest. They could have a butterfly tattoo. Randomly popped into my head. But they could also be really good parent figures. I know you're hearing this because you want to be a parent and you're asking about your future child, but I think you raised them so well that your son or your daughter has this very good nurturing side, because that's what the Empress does. She's this very good and very unique style of nurturing others, of providing that warmth, of providing a good, stable environment that other individuals can feel comfortable in. And I feel like a lot of people around your child will recognize that and either become friends or enemies, or they just might not like it because they can't explain, like, why do I feel so comfortable around Giovanna? Like, what the hell? That's weird. Or like, oh my god, it's so nice. Like, I can be very open with her and she won't judge me. Like, you know, it's a double-edged sword. With the Temperance, I feel like they might have a hard time of flowing, like going with the flow when they're a kid. But then when they get older, they won't care as much. Like, slowly they will stop to care about control and just allow things to flow, like allow things to go as it is. Like, you know, there's beauty within yin and yang. There's beauty within day and night, and I think your child will recognize that. You know, not every single day is not the same day as it was. You know, you take each day as it comes and you just flow with it. With the Knight of Wands, they could be a Sagittarius since we do have Temperance here. So they might not like to sit still. I don't know why I heard this, and I'm not saying it in a bad way because some of my friends and my cousins have this, but they could have ADHD where they can't sit still, and it might be hard for them to think like other kids. Like, they could be very scatterbrained. Like my friend Rachel, for example, she has ADHD, and then my cousin Annalisa has ADHD, but they're different. Like, my friend Rachel, who has it, it overwhelms her to think of the future, whereas my cousin, it overwhelms her, Annalisa, it overwhelms her to be told how much stuff she has to do in the moment. Like, my cousin can think about the future, like, oh yeah, we could go to Paris, this, that, whatever. But when you tell her, oh, you have like 10 assignments you need to do tonight, she gets very overwhelmed. So it's very different for everyone that has it. So that could be another thing. Or they could just be super hyper, super active. Then with the Knight of Wands, I feel like your child is very passionate. They are very much so rushing into things that make them happy. And the moment they find something that brings them joy, oh my god, I just see this really cute smile and this like laugh. Like, the moment they find something that brings them joy, you will feel so good and so happy for them because you can genuinely see from their expressions and from how they talk about it and just how they are. You know, you recognize your kid, you know your kid. That it brings them a lot of joy and it makes them really happy. And I feel like that's going to be a pillar of support throughout their life, are the things that make them happy and make them feel good. I also feel with the Strength card, they could be very confident. They could look really beautiful because it's your kid after all. They they could have a unique presence about them. You know, the lion is the king of the forest, you know, like, we hum bum boy. Hopefully I don't get copyrighted. But you know, like, in the jungle, the mighty jungle, the lion sleeps tonight. Oh my god, the lion is so well respected. So is your child. I feel like, again, we have this woman here who's communicating with all these animals. I feel like your kids are going to be very calm in nature. Like, nature is going to be like their safe space. Like, they're going to have this undeniable bond with animals, no matter how big or how small. They could also have you could have pets, and they could bond really well with your pets. I feel too with the strength card, they might, I don't want to say bullying, but they might get made fun of, or they might go through some stuff that, again, allows them to grow this thick skin, that allows them to see, not everybody is as nice as I thought they would be. Not everybody is as cool, or like as the world is portrayed on TV or cartoon characters or whatever, you know. Not everybody has the same perspective or point of view that I do, and I need to acknowledge that. Then with the Six of Pentacles, I just realized this. We have the Six of Pentacles and the Empress right next to each other. They're so giving. You know, your kid is very giving. They won't hesitate to help people out who are in need, which is a good thing, because let me tell you, when their karma comes back, when their Saturn return hits them when they're older, it'll be in a very much so in a good, positive light. Your child is going to help other people, and they probably get this from you. And I say that in a nice, positive light, obviously. Like, they like to give to others, and sometimes that could be a weakness as they give too much and they don't always have enough for them. So be careful with that. Make sure that they set their boundaries with that. But overall, with the Six of Pentacles, the Empress, and the Nine of Cups, they always like to help other people. They like to make sure everybody's glass is full. You know, they want to make sure their glass is full before they drink. They want to make sure, like, everybody feels included and everybody feels happy, even if it's sacrificing, like, their own meal or their own happiness or whatever, which, again, is a double-edged sword. It could help them if they put boundaries. If they don't, it can drain them really fast. I also feel with the Nine of Cups, they might just be waiting when they get older for, like, a breath of fresh air, for something new, for something more exciting than this, because they've already gotten used to it. And then with the Tower card, I feel like something's going to change in your child's life very drastically. It could literally be something small or something big, like, let's say, a car accident. Or it could literally be something small, like they dropped their ice cream cone, and then when they did that, they accidentally got, like, this download from the universe, and now they think about life differently. Like, it literally can be something big or small. I clearly don't know what it is. I don't have enough information here to tell you. But do look out for that. I do feel like lightning might be something significant in their life, like the energy, striking something down that no longer serves you. It could be a fake friend, is what I'm hearing, or a family member that just doesn't serve your child in the highest good, like that always brings down your child, whether you are or aren't around, is what I'm feeling. With the Ace of Swords, your child, once they know what boundaries are, they will be setting boundaries everywhere. They're the type of person to move forward despite whatever people are saying no. If it's something they truly want, and it's like something they truly can see themselves doing for the rest of their life, they're not going to hesitate to move forward and to strike down whatever needs to be. Also, I feel like the ugly duckling, or like the swan, you know the story of the ugly duckling who, like, when he hits puberty, he becomes very beautiful. I feel like something similar might happen to your child. So, like, all these people might be, if they are bullying your child, they might be bullying them, this, that, whatever. But then when your child gets older, whether it's in high school or after high school, all these people that did them wrong will realize what the mistake is. And I feel like that might be a tower moment for some of your kids, is that this tower moment is seeing how these people are easily, now that they're older, they change sides just because you look more appealing, or because they fancy you or whatever. And then with the Two of Cups, I feel like it won't be hard for your child to find love. I feel like they do have a soulmate and they'll be able to recognize them. I also feel like they're very nurturing and they're very compatible with a lot of people, but the person that they're longing for, I feel like, will come later in life. We have round and round, so I feel like your child might have a few karmic lessons that they need to deal with, which could also explain the Tower before they meet the soulmate and before they're able to continue to go on with their life. I feel like this Tower will probably happen before their early 20s, if not like before they hit 25. Very specific, I know, but that's the vibe I'm getting. We also have Treasure Island. So your child, you don't need to worry about your child's finances. They're going to be fine. They're going to bring in this light into this world that's going to make it a better place. And they're going to do so much, and you're going to be so proud of them. And the next one we have is Your Dreams Need a Practical Plan, Full Moon and Taurus. Yeah, your child could be a Taurus, or they could just have certain characteristics of a Taurus. Like, they could have a lot of dreams, a lot of goals, and they could also be very stubborn. I'm going to go ahead and flip these little note cards that I made where it tells us the months. So we have August, we have October, and we have winter. So these are possible months your child might be born in, or it could just be months and seasons that are important to your child as they get older. I won't know. You will probably know. And that was your reading, pile number 4. I hope you enjoyed your reading. Please like, comment, and subscribe. It'll mean the world to me. I love you guys so much. I hope you guys have a great day, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!